Why should you buy this? Because it offers great performance at very low price. It is for one who sticks with the budget. It has two lenses in the main camera with Zeiss optics, a 12 megapixel lens with f-bar 1.8 aperture, and a 5 megapixel lens that offers some depth. It's relatively speedy for a budget phone camera and delivers accurate colors and lots of details, provided you hold still when snapping a photo. There is also an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, and both cameras feature a fairly decent portrait that keeps the subject in sharp relief and blurs the background. The big weakness is low light performance, which tends to lead to a loss of detail and trouble focusing, though we have seen worse in other Android phones. You will find support for video recording up to 2160p at 30 frames per second, and there is electronic image stabilization to combat the blur caused by shaking hands while recording the video. It should be enough for most of people. First of all, it runs Android One, which means no bloatware and fast updates. The 3060 mAh battery does not last as long as we would like to, but at this price you can have everything right. Why you should buy this? Because it's one of the best smartphones around with a camera that outshines the competition in low light. The Huawei Mate 20 Pro comes with an innovative 3-lens camera setup on the rear. There's a 40 megapixel lens with an f-bar 1.8 aperture, 20 megapixel ultra-wide lens with an f-bar 2.2 and an 8 megapixel telephoto lens with an f-bar 2.4 aperture. If you are wondering how it differs from the P20 Pro, the 20 megapixel lens has been switched from monochrome to wide angle. Ridiculously feature-packed and is the only way to describe this camera. Clever artificial intelligence recognizes each scene and picks up the ideal settings, while also ensuring that your shots are properly framed and fully stabilized. Daytime shots are excellent, but things get even better at night. A dedicated night mode opens the aperture for several seconds, and even when it's handheld, the AI can edit out any blur or shake to produce an amazing bright shot. There's also support for super slow motion video, while captures 960 frames per second at 720p, and the new super macro mode for extreme light. Why you should buy this? Because it is the best smartphone of the year with an impressive main camera. It is made for Apple fans who want the best smartphone camera. It sports the best camera performance we have ever seen in an iPhone. It is a great all-around camera that you can just point and shoot with, but it includes powerful optical and digital zoom thanks to that dual camera. If you find yourself wishing you could zoom in on distant subjects and still get a decent shot, then this is the phone for you. It has a dual lens main camera, both rated at 12 megapixel with f-bar 1.8 and f-bar 2.4 apertures. There's also optical image stabilization, face detection, autofocus, and support for HDR. The natural color reproduction is excellent, and the iPhone XS camera also features a larger sensor that it is pre-deserted, which allows for better low-light performance with less grain. Thanks to Smart HDR, which stitches together multiple frames, bright lights no longer appear overexposed, and it is much better at dealing with high-contrast scenarios than the iPhone X was. It can also record 4K video at up to 60 frames per second or Full HD up to 240 frames per second. The front-facing camera is rated at 7 megapixel and it takes great selfies. The camera app is really accessible, but anyone seeking in-depth control will be disappointed. There is no manual mode for pro photographers, though you can always use an app from the App Store. Overall, the iPhone XS is a fantastic camera that's easy to use. If you prefer a larger screen, then you can opt for iPhone XS Max, which has exactly the same camera suite. Why should you buy this? Because it is the best camera phone and the best Android phone on the market. Google continues to put enormous effort into the camera experience for its Pixel smartphones, and it really shows. The main camera in the Pixel 3 is lightning fast to focus, and it produces sharp, detailed photos in a wide range of settings. Point and shoot with automatic settings and you will enjoy great results most of the time. The main camera in the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL is the same, and it is rated at 12.2 megapixel. The aperture is f/1.8 and there is support for face detection and laser autofocus as well as HDR and optical image stabilization. But it is not the hardware that impresses here. As in the trend of dual lenses, Google pulls off the same tricks using software expertise to achieve a bokeh effect, blurring out the background for great portrait shots. The HDR Plus captures multiple shots and combines them to cut out the noise and produce the best possible image. With the Pixel 3 and Google added yet more software trickery called Night Sight, enabling a less grainy digital zoom, enhanced low light performance and the ability to select your ideal shot. Google's use of artificial intelligence is pushing computational photography to a whole new level, and it consistently delivers our favorite photos. Around front, Google has embraced the dual lens trend with a front-facing camera that pairs two 8-megapixel lenses, one of f/1.8 and the wider angle lens with f/2.2 aperture. Selfie fans are sure to be delighted with the results, and easily adjustable slider allows you to fit in a group of people or more of your background, easily outperforming most of the selfie camera competition. The video capability is also top notch, and with support of 4K video at 30 fps or Full HD at 120 fps. As mentioned, the automatic settings are great, but you can also tweak the exposure, focus lock, white balance and more if you want. Another major advantage of the Pixel 3 phone is that Google offers free full resolution storage for all photos and videos you shoot in Google Photos without digging into the free 15 GB Google offers everywhere.